Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with a new video. And well, finally I'm back with a new vinyl talk. I plan to do these like more often, like not only every 3 months, but like monthly or every 2 weeks. But well, as you know, life is troublesome and stuff, and things get in the way. And maybe you've seen this record standing like somewhere behind me, like over there, for quite a while. Laurent Garnier's Astral Dreams, released '94 on F Communications, Laurent Garnier's label, and it's a record I really love, I really hold dear to my heart for a reason, and this reason is not only that's a great track that I discovered originally on Richie Hawtin's and John Aquaviva's X-Mix 3 Enter Digital Reality compilation back in '94, which is, in my opinion, one of the best like intelligent techno, deep techno, well, deep techno wasn't existing back then, but more like intelligent techno was a thing back then, like genre-wise, like deeper, like not straightforward, but like deeper, meandering, not ambient-like, but sophisticated techno music and stuff. And they had like, they had videos released with like going through tunnels of psychedelic, like early computer graphics and stuff, and like, well, this was like a field to experiment for a lot of like now big graphic designers and like video designers and stuff. And this compilation was one I've listened to when I was like 16 in '94, like forever and ever and ever. And this had one track of this compilation on of this 12-inch on here, the Speakers Mix of Astral Dreams. And yeah, I was living up in a very, very little small village called Follavik back then. I was living there because, well, my parents got divorced very early, and my mother moved up to the North Sea to live with her mother again and stuff. So and she took me with her at the age of like 3 and stuff. And I relocated to Hamburg. I was born here, but relocated back in '97. But always like came here, like visit my father or my dad and in holidays and stuff. And back then there was the next town, well, not next town, but the next town which had a record store close to this very small village was a town called Husum, which is like 35 kilometers away from where I lived and stuff. And we didn't go there very often, but at some day we did, and they had a record store because like every small town, like this town had like 30,000, 35,000 people living there. And in those days, which was like the heyday of the techno movement, and a lot of clubs and like no digital downloads and like no internet, and fax machines were like the epitome of like communication if you had one and stuff. And so every little town had a record store, and they had like a little, like very, very little electronic section there. And I was used, when I did go record shopping, usually I went record shopping throughout my holidays in Hamburg. But for some reason, we went to this town like with some friends and stuff, and I was like checking out the record store, and I found this, and I was like, oh, Laurent Garnier, I have to listen to this for sure. I checked this out, and I recognized the Speakers Mix, which is great. And yeah, musically, it's like techno for sure, like 90s techno. The Speakers Mix of Astral Dreams is like acid. It's techno, it's definitely techno, but the modulations is very shrieking, and very ear-piercing, a lot of like high-frequency stuff involved, and like all modulated and stuff. So it's like acid without like using a 303, like acid bass machine, so without that like characteristic trademark bird tweeting sound you are like usually experiencing when you're listening to acid music. So this was the one featured on that compilation I was talking about, and I was like, okay, cool, I know this. And the other one, the headphone mix, is also techno, very deep, with like a very interesting static droney background hum, kind of. It's not really a hum, it's more like an atmosphere, but very present. And this doesn't move at all, so you got that like deep floating like bass drum thing, and then you got this static hum and some like Detroit-y, melancholic, a little bit like desolate modulations. And this whole track is very interesting because it starts, it doesn't have like a big climax, and it flows and works its way throughout the whole like 7.52 minutes playtime. And yeah, great cover as well. F Communications, great label from France, and this was the follow-up label for FNUC, a label also like one in which Laurent Garnier was involved. And this special thing why I'm talking about this today is this was my first etched vinyl record ever, so back in '94. So it has like 2 tracks on this side, you can see this maybe, and here's the label stuff. And when you turn it, and I didn't know how etching works, never had read about this in magazines. I was pretty much in that area where I lived, like the only guy like collecting vinyl and like listening to techno music and stuff. So what we have here, and I turned the record and like I put the needle on the record, and there was like only a few like glitches, and then the needle went straight off to the center, and I was like, what the fuck is happening there and stuff. And then I saw that, I hope you can see this with the reflection here, that there is like the words Astral Dreams, like somewhere over here, like carved in, etched in, and there is like a big arrow and 3 dots down there. So I will move the record a bit, and I hope you can see this somehow. So and I didn't have any clue how this works or how this was done and stuff. And well, honestly, back in the day I didn't have any clue about how records were made. So I had read about this, but I was not like not that deep into this as I am now. And here, over here is a little F, which resembles this F on the label, which is the logo for F Communications, which supposedly stands for French or Fran, either for French, which doesn't make sense, or for France. So I don't know exactly, but I guess Laurent Garnier is talking about this in his great book Electroshock, which describes all his like journey through techno music from like the 80s onwards, techno, or like DJing before, even he was DJing before techno was on, and then he discovered techno and went to Manchester and like to London all the time and stuff, from with his like little car and friends after a job and stuff. So great book, and highly recommendable record. If you find this, if you see this, not only if you are collecting etched records, but also if you like collecting electronic music or want to listen to very good electronic music, which is like dancey but not like extreme and not like highly repetitive. There's a bit of variation in there, like and very interesting stuff from the early 90s. And I've talked about another record by that guy Laurent Garnier back in the days, like 6 months ago or something like that. So you will find this video at the very end, like linked to at the end card of this video, so you can like have another look and check out other stuff he did more recently, which does mean maybe 10 years ago or something like that. So time has been flying, and time has been flying as well, because after we released that Combat Dubs record in September, already like 5 months have passed, so like four basically, because it was end of September, and there will be more releases. So I am thinking about stuff, and I've been visiting, as you have seen, maybe because, well, some of you follow me on Twitter. If not, you should do, like, link in the description box below. I've posted a picture on Twitter yesterday on 25th of like February, and maybe you might have a look at my account and scroll down and might have an educated guess what will be going on vinyl wise. So not another Intrauterin recordings release, definitely not, but I have like the go for a thing I have like thought of like for years. So this will be especially interesting for Eric Medeiros because you love a certain kind of music, and people like involved in the vinyl community might know what I'm talking about. So you love a certain kind of music, and this certain kind of music might appear somehow, and somehow I will be involved in there. So watch out. Also, cassette lovers, watch out. Another thing to come. So there will be new videos. I've ordered some vinyl, so I will unbox stuff I've ordered like for you as well. For now, I'm going into editing, and hope you like this video, and I hope you like the video about Xotox and Mollgruppe, the last videos I've posted and stuff. And if you have any like notes for me, any suggestions, whatever, like please leave a comment in the comment section. And otherwise, like, follow, bell symbol, whatever, like tell people about this channel, and yeah, help me grow once again. And I'm gonna see you on the next one. See you later.